Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Church with a 2-Drink Minimum.
All right. Everybody ready? We're going to sing. Hey, Lena. I'll tell you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the church with 2-Drink Minimum. Welcome to the church with 2-Drink Minimum.
We are interfaith,
Interspiritual, God optional.
so relax
And get ready for a celebration. Welcome to the church with a 2-Drink Minimum.
one more time now.
Welcome to the church with a 2-Drink Minimum.
Hey, everybody, can I give an A human?
A human. You've got your cocktails. I know you have your cocktails.
Yay! All right. So, hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
We're here with you, but we're not really. We're actually in Vermont,
We are.
but we wanted to make this special presentation for you today of Church with a 2-Drink Minimum because we have so many things to share.
I
with
know. What's
you.
going on this weekend?
Yes, as you know, it's Samhain/Halloween.
All
And a full moon all weekend. Wow.
once in every 45 years.
And it's also our wedding anniversary.
I know. Big 16. Big 16.
16 years. So, we're going to tell you all about it. But first, let's do our sing-along.
I know. You want to sing with us? You know the words. You can follow me.
All right.
Sing along.
I'll call. You respond.
I will.
Follow Glenn. Here we go. Let things be.
Let things be
Exactly as they are.
exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
You can't change.
'Cause you can't change God.
So let things be.
Let things be
Exactly as they are.
exactly as they are.
You and me.
You and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know
What anything is for.
what anything is for
Unless I listen to
that
still small voice.
I have a still small voice.
telling me.
It's telling me
this simple truth.
this simple truth.
That everything is for
Everything
my
is for
good.
my good.
So let things be.
Let things be
Exactly as they are.
exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
You can't change
'Cause you can't change God.
So let things be.
Let things be
Exactly as they are.
exactly as they are.
You and me.
So you and me
We'll live in peace.
will live in peace.
I'm not this body.
I'm not this body.
Although we love our body.
We do. It's a learning device.
Yes, it is. I'm not this body.
I'm not this body
that you see.
that you see.
I am as God.
I am as God.
Created me.
He created me.
And we are all.
We are all
one family.
one family.
And it's possible.
Yes, it's possible.
To live in peace.
We live in peace. So
let things be.
let things be
Exactly as they are.
exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
And you can't change.
'Cause you can't change God.
So let things be.
Let things be
Exactly as they are.
exactly as they are.
You and me.
You and me
We'll live in peace.
we live in peace. Kumbaya.
Woo!
I know, you got your Kumbaya Sunday moment there.
Wee doggy.
And you wee doggies. How are all my wee doggies out there? Brooklyn's got a little bit cold. I said cold where you are.
I know. I love it myself.
I know, this weekend's going to be lovely.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. So, gosh, we have so much to share with you today. We're going to talk about conflict.
I know, it's the message today. If there are notes.
And we're going to talk about Samhain and Halloween.
Full moon.
And the full moon. But first we want to share with you just a little bit about our wedding day.
I know.
Because it was so wonderful. So, you want to tell a story?
Well, there's 2011. We were watching the Senate, the Senate in Albany, State Senate, debate marriage equality for New York City, just for New York, and we were sitting on this couch behind, and we would listen to all the speeches. We were crying. It was so meaningful, and it passed, and we could get a cocktail. And we drank. Oh, yay! We're people.
Yeah.
Yay! They like us. They really like us. So I got on my knees right there on the couch, right there. She said, and I said, "Will you marry me?"
I said yes.
And she said yes. Thank God. She said yes. And I said, and we both said at the exact same time, and I kid you not, let's get married at Halloween. So it's like, oh yeah, let's do this. I thought we were going to do it a year later. So we could plan, we could do everything. I'm a Taurus. I want to plan. There are notes. I needed to plan. So 2 weeks later, she comes to me and she goes, "Oh, I've got good news. I called the parade people, and they're really excited about having us. That we might even get to lead the parade." And I'm like going. So I've got 90 days to prepare for this thing.
It was delicious and delightful.
I went on a crash diet like you have never seen in your whole entire life. You'll see the photos.
We'll show you photos. But it was so much fun because we were the very first couple to ever get married in the New York City Halloween parade. And so it is a walking parade, but we wanted to have a horse and buggy. And they
do that.
They let us do that.
It just was grand, quite grand. You'll see it.
But we wanted to share this moment with you because it was so very special. So here you go.
Yeah, and a little bit about us.
Here is that happy couple arriving for the big ceremony.
Thank you. It's important.
And we are here at Soho Park with a huge crowd, a wonderful turnout of beautiful people.
You are the greatest love of my life.
Oh,
I absolutely love you more than anyone I've ever known. And I vow to always play with you and delight in your company. You are the one that makes me the happiest in the entire world. And I vow to spend the rest of my life with you forever and ever and ever. I love you. I love you.
oh God.
I first met you wearing a nun's outfit. And today, you're a goddess. You're wonderfully mine. Wonderfully, perfectly mine. And that we can do all of this and a lot more together because of who we are, because of who I am with you. You see my magic.
Yes.
All right, thank you. You see my magic. And I'd like to help. I need your help to share it with the world. I love you.
I love you.
Oh,
Mwah.
To you, Roger. Take Glenn to be your husband, to love, honor, and cherish through all circumstances. I do. Good. To you, Glenn.
take Roger to be your husband, to love, honor, and cherish through all circumstances?
I do!
Yeah!
By the authority of the state of New York and by the authority of the Holy Spirit of love, I now pronounce you married.
Hello.
So much.
Firstly, congratulations on an absolutely beautiful ceremony.
Thank you, Ted.
I am so thrilled. I mean, you had me crying. Those vows were absolutely beautiful and so heartfelt. So how does it feel? I can't imagine. How does all this feel?
Well, it feels amazing because
This is about
before the marriage law passed, we didn't really think it would make that much of a difference to
Yeah,
us because we've
yeah.
been together for 7 years.
Uh-huh.
But when it passed, everything shifted, and now it's like a culmination of our love. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I really feel
expression blooming.
the expression is blooming,
Uh-huh.
and that it's recognized legally and by the state
That's-
has made a huge difference for us.
It's made
Uh-huh.
a huge difference in all of our friends too.
Yeah.
It was such a gift to the straight community
Yeah.
for gay people to be married because the guilt and uncomfortableness of so many of my straight friends.
Has disappeared.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. We are back, and this is Marlon. Look at Marlon. He's going to be leading us through the parade. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. We're getting lined up, ready. There's Marlon, and here is the carriage with Sean Moniger, who presided over. It was just an amazing day.
It was a great day.
It was
a great
wonderful,
day.
wonderful. And here is the happy couple.
Hey, we're in our carriage now.
They are in their carriage. Getting ready. Let me get a long shot of it. In the carriage, and they're here for all the press. All the press is around. The paparazzi. It's going to be a fun night in the parade. Oh, isn't that cute? The parade has started. Yay! What a night. Festive, festive night.
I think that was really fun.
I thought it was.
I know. That's some outfit. Because we both have a real affection for Wicca and paganism. Mm-hmm. Because it is a celebration of, and when this is the word I use for God, what works. Right? Because the earth is here and it has worked and it built us. Most of the world's most ancient traditions divide the world. They start the new year, and every tradition does this in one of two ways. They either do it at harvest or when the first buds come up. So you're talking about fall or spring. Right. Most ancient, the Chinese and the Eastern cultures generally say the new year begins when life begins again. In most of the rest of the world, it is when the nights are longer than the days. So we consider Halloween and Samhain New Year's.
Yeah.
It's all about, and this is no accident, cross traditions to make amends for the things that you've done that you regret, and to promise the world and your community and the people that you have wronged that you'll do better next time, that you've learned from your mistakes and that you're going to do better. That's what New Year's means in the old thing. I take responsibility for what I have done in the past, and I will try to do things differently in the future. And that involves our topic today, conflict.
Yeah.
Right? But the cool thing, this is not going to happen again for another 45 years, called the Hunter's Moon or the Micro Moon. Right? And we're not going to get this again for another 45 years. And it's also called the Blood Moon because this is when you harvest animals.
Oh, right.
Right? And when and when animals are storing up all their energy, like bears and squirrels and things like that, it's the time of harvest. And so you're going to hunker down and say, I'm going to make it through the darkest time of the year. When things don't grow, you need to put things away, and that requires a community effort, right? It really, really, really does. So this harvest moon, this hunter's moon, it's also called the beaver moon. So it's about coming together in community, in the fullness of the moon, to say, I'm going to take care of you this winter. We worked really hard, and we're going to take care of each other this winter, right?
And speaking of taking care of each other,
yeah,
I want to share something with you. This has been a very special Samhain and Halloween for me too, because I'm able to celebrate a long-term friendship over, 60 years almost now. Me and my friend, who is a childhood ally of mine, and I wrote a song for her, and I created a children's storybook, and it's called Queero. And I know I've shown it to you before, but I wanted to show it again in special celebration of this sacred time for us, and for me and my friend, and of course for me and my husband.
Where can they buy the book?
Yeah, well, and you can hear the song and buy the storybook at www.yolandananda.net.
What's Yolandananda?
The bliss of Yolanda.
It's also the name of her latest album.
It is. So visit yolandananda.net for the hardcover storybook. And here's the song and the video for you right now.
Enjoy yourselves.
They called her Queero. She was my friend. She was my shero. We would proclaim that we were witches, and we cast spells on bullies and bitches. We'd say, burn away my shame. Burn away my pain. I am Queero. I am Queero. In junior high, she became a cheerleader, and I became the one who was queerer. And when everyone else was embarrassed of me, Queero became like family. We'd say, burn away my shame. Burn away my pain. I am Queero. the memory of our friendship made me strong. To face my hardships for many years to come. My Facebook searches found a woman who grew from that girl. I finally felt her loving embrace at my mother's funeral. She's still my friend. She's still my hero. Living in our hometown, she fights for rights for all of us queeros. We still cast spells on bullies and bitches, 'cause me and Queero, we're powerful witches. And we say, burn away our shame. Burn away our pain. We are Queero. We are Queero.
We are Queero.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Of course, that was me and Queero's favorite thing.
I have woken up singing that song before. Maybe you will too. But that mix with the drums and everything like that, and kind of Collie coming in and sweeping away things, and then for the new year, it's like letting all that go. Right. Burn it up, just burn it up. Ever been to a burning bowl ceremony? Those are really popular as well. Yes. It's like Collie's called the Purifier. You can read the Course of Miracles in a year if you read it at 12.8 pages a week. So as you come to this class, you'll realize that I'm going to talk about one of those one chapter, one section in one of those 12.8 pages. Focus, the Course of Miracles says that the first phase of awakening is being is having. The second phase of awakening is teaching peace, and the third phase of awakening is to seek the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven, which is this present moment. We're coming all into that right now. We are on chapter 27. Okay, so we only have 4 more chapters to go. So we're on chapter 27. It's called The Healing of the Dream, and we're in section 4. It's called The Quiet Answer. Now, last week was the transitioning from the way you think the world works into the way the world really does work, and this is called The Healing of the Dream. So healing comes in chapter 27, y'all. But it's the dream that's being healed. So this is called The Quiet Answer. And isn't that what we're looking for? This section talks about how we look at and understand and work with conflict. What is conflict? What does it mean? How do we examine it? And how do we understand what a healthy response to it is? And what's like Christ's vision in all of this? So words of Course of Miracles. She starts out and says something very, very, very clear. She says, "In quietness are all things answered and every problem quietly resolved." In quietness. So think about that. If things are crazy chaos, do you ever make a good decision when that's happening? No. In the stillness, there's hope. A problem set in conflict has no answer. And we know that to be true. When you're like screaming and fighting and you're messing and you're down in the mud, and where's the answer? Where's the clear thinking? Like even in 12 step programs, they say don't make a decision when you're angry.
Right.
Right. So we as a culture, we kind of already know this. So why is conflict so hard? It's so like, we avoid it. You don't piss your mom off. You complied, and there are coping mechanisms and strategies for survival to try to not upset other people. This is a real thing. Avoiding conflict and being able to resolve conflict, a lot of us could use some improvement on. She says, because what state of mind we're in is the limits that we are placing on the solution. Do you see that? The state of mind that you're in limits the solutions that you can see. If you're calm, cool, and collected, then you might be able to making better decisions than if you got those cartoon steam coming out of your ears, or you've got your tongue hanging out.
What's the tongue hanging out thing?
Thirsty.
Tired, hungry, hangry, thirsty. Don't make decisions.
Yeah. We've I've been made some wrong decisions being too thirsty. I really have. So, consider the state of mind when you're in a conflict. The first thing that she's asking us to do is consider your state of mind. What state of mind am I in? Because you want to make a decision from a good state of mind to what's going to happen, what you're going to do with yourself. You make it from that state. You make it from a good state of mind. She says an answer in time is no solution. We learned that last week. If you place the solution in the alteration of a material object like a body or a car or a piece of paper or magic words, if you place your peace or your happiness in time in a physical object, you don't have the answer. If the answer is you have to lose weight or have more commas in your bank account or somebody to tell you something that you want to hear, those aren't solutions. Those aren't the real solutions. We need to ask a better question. So our natural state of peace also exists. You remember 2 weeks ago we said there's a place of sanity in you. Have you touched your place of sanity? Do you know the part of you that is sane? Yay. Even when you're going crazy, I guarantee you that there is a place in you that is sane.
Touch me. I want to feel sanity.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that. I want to feel sanity. Right? So peace does naturally exist within us, and it's reliable. And so in the way the Course in Miracles describes this, and we did this at the top of, I talked about the going into the cave, going into the, to find yourself. She talks about that as meeting God. The Course talks about that part of you as the altar of God. It's where you meet God. It's where you and God become the same thing.
In that quiet place?
In the quiet place.
Beautiful.
She calls that literally the altar. And what one explanation of A Course in Miracles is discovering and building the altar of peace. That's another description of the work of A Course in Miracles, is discovering your own interior altar of peace and learning to live from that place.
That's awesome. And that's why when she says, in the stillness there is hope, it's so powerful.
It is. Wow. Because we won't go...
Yeah, anyway.
Go 2 weeks really behind and I'll give you all the steps about getting... why it's important to another reason why it's important to be present. She says the ego's answer, remember, we need to be able to recognize this as well. The ego's answer is to win, acquire more pleasure, or status. Right? Increasing your status, which is hierarchies, increasing pleasure, which is like, hedonism and all of that, when there's nothing wrong with feeling pleasure, or winning
above all
else. So all of these things require somebody else to lose.
Right.
So if your solution to this is loss of any kind, you losing, them losing, you also don't have the answer.
Right. Got it.
you're looking at the conflict and you go, if you would just shut up, that's not the answer. And if I wasn't, if I wasn't built this way, then I wouldn't be in this conflict. If I didn't dress this way or look this way,
right.
I wouldn't be in this conflict.
Exactly.
Those aren't the answers.
Right.
Those aren't the. She's telling us that. She's giving us the opportunity to think in a different way.
Gotcha.
Okay? Course in Miracles tells us often that the body is neutral.
Yes.
Right? The body isn't good or bad, doesn't need or not need. It experiences things, and the feelings and the electrical impulses and all of that, the hormonal stuff, we're judging about what that means. So the body is neutral.
Got it.
So all these things are ways in which we're addressing symptoms.
Okay.
And not addressing causes. Because you want to resolve the conflict. Resolving the conflict does not involve managing symptoms. It involves seeing the cause and pulling at the roots of the cause. Right?
Perfect.
So, to wrap these things up here, she asks, don't ask a pseudo question. Because if you're asking a question in the conflict, in the world and all of this, it's just propaganda for more conflict.
Wow.
She uses the word propaganda. The world's propaganda is conflict and the management of symptoms.
Yes.
Right? Yes. It's just because there's nothing else besides mere material existence. It's Harry Potter world where you say the magic words and there's no choice that somebody has to they have to turn into a rat or whatever, right? Because you said the magic words. They have no choice whatsoever. That's called magical materialism. It doesn't exist. Right? So it's called a suit, and that's called propaganda for the real propaganda for the illusion of the world. A propaganda that things that change are going to satisfy you, which they're not. Solutions and things that are changed are not going to satisfy you. So she goes, learn to ask a new question. Learn to ask a question where the answer is something new. Because you're in conflict. You don't know the answer. So the question when you're in conflict is, what do I not know? Or what do I not believe? Or what do I not seeing? Now remember, the introduction says, the Course in Miracles is here to help you recognize the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. There it is right there. Conflict is a block to your awareness of the presence of love. So why can't I see you in love? Why can't I see the humanity in you? Why can't I see the divinity in you? Why can't I see the sacredness in you? Or why can't you see it in me? That's a deeper question. And you don't have to change somebody's mind. You go, I'm just don't see you. I'm just seeing your symptoms. I'm seeing a hairdo or a skin color or an accent or you remind me of my dad or like, what's the cause of all of this? And you go, got it. Then you can, hopefully, maybe you get good at it. You can snap out of it and snap out of it quick because you're aware. And the only way to do that is to be present. The answer, she says, is everywhere, because where is everywhere? Now. Everywhere is only now. All things are only now. So where's the answer? Now. Where's where's all power and pleasure? And now. Where's the ability to choose freedom? Now. Where is the answer? Now. Here. And in the Course in Miracles language, that's the holy instant. And the holy instant is when the presence of God exists. And we can experience it. In the Course in Miracles language, the presence of God is the presence of your brother. In the Course in Miracles language. So if we're having a conflict, we're not doing God anymore. We're battling symptoms. My symptoms against your symptoms, and we're not dealing with cause. And it only takes one person to know what the cause is. It only takes one person to realize this. So learn to ask better questions when you're in a conflict. You're in a conflict, something goes on, it's because you don't understand what's going on, and we're not asking the right question. We can ask the right question about what are the causes of here. The belief in separateness. I want something other than this connection with you, and so on. So learn to recognize solutions, and if you're seeing them in time or in a body or in a material object, you're not looking at the solutions, you're looking at the symptom or the effect. So seek a divine presence, yours, theirs, the divine presence that's already here to sit in, that's reliable, that is your sanity, that's the altar of God, however you think about this. Because the answer, as you well know, I believe by now, the answer is always about greater peace. Is the solution to this, is the understanding the cause of this conflict bring about greater peace? Then you've got it. So, it comes from that thing we did at the top of the mountain, and we went in deep and we looked at ourselves. And we have self-knowledge. And we said, oh my God, I'm sacred and divine.
Yeah.
And I'm holy.
Yeah.
And I have a purpose in the world. And if I can't see that in another person, do I really believe that in myself? If that's not reflected in the other person, that belief I have about that self-knowledge about myself, what I find out about me, I know about you. That's the cool thing about A Course in Miracles. That's the cool thing about oneness, is what I find out about you, I know about you. What I find out about me, I know about you. I know about your sacredness when I discover my own. So, the idea here is to get to a place where we're living in the moment, seeing as one, and seeing you as me, and we as us. So, remember to. There's one thing I want to do, and that is ask Yolanda to read this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Can you read this for me?
Sure. Let me put on my glasses.
Oh, because this is really this is what I call the altar call. So read this for us, honey.
Okay. This is the last part of this chapter. In the holy instant, you can bring the question to the answer and receive the answer that was made for you. And like you say, listen to the voice that likes you, and she will tell you that we are one, right, and how to act like it. So the answer that was made for you is an individual, your individual path.
Made for you.
Yay!
Welcome to Church with a 2-Drink Minimum. I'm your favorite anarchist preacher, and I love you.
And I love you too. And I love you.
Yay.
My husband.
Glad you're here. Happy anniversary to us.
All right, so we're gonna leave you
the video
today with another video that we made together. And this is a video, and it's actually a mini movie, really. It's a 15-minute movie that addresses forgiveness. And the song is called Let Go of Grievances. And we filmed our video on the day of the Charlottesville riots,
in which Heather Heyer was killed.
Exactly. And we didn't know that was happening. It was happening at the exact same time we were filming the video. And what we were doing with the video was intentionally casting a spell of love and forgiveness and unity for us, for the world. And then after the video, we interviewed the people in the cast to get their perspective on what forgiveness means to them. And I feel like this was such a moving event, and we really wanted to end our time together today with you by sharing this video. So
it's called Let Go of Grievances.
Let Go of Grievances.
And it's on what album?
It's on Reverend Yolanda's Country Gospel Kirtan, Volume 2, and you can find all of that at yolanda.net.
Yeah, and I did the choreography.
Yes, you did. Okay.
Enjoy it, and we're out of here. We love each one of you. Thank you for Sundays.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next week.
We are the future! We are the future!
This country ultimately belongs to us in terms of what it means, in terms of its history, and in terms of its future. So get used to that.
Together, we will make America great again.
My heart, my soul, my mind, my strength. My hands, my feet, my everything. My heart, my soul, my mind, my strength. My hands, my feet, my everything. A gift to Holy Spirit to bring miracles and blessings. When I let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Yeah. Let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Miracles will come to me. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. Miracles will come to me. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. When I let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Yeah. Let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. We are free. We are free. Let go of grievances, and we are free. We are free. We are free. Let go of grievances, and we are free. My heart, my soul, my mind, my strength, my hands, my feet, my everything. I give to Holy Spirit to bring miracles and blessings. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. When I let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. We are free. We are free. Let go of grievances, and we are free. We are free. We are free. Let go of grievances, and we are free. We are free.
Namaste. And thank you for watching this video. Oh God, I am so excited about how we can take emotional energy that doesn't work for us and creates negative things in our lives, and how when we find a way to release it and channel it into something else and live our full authenticity, then miracles happen. Let miracles replace all grievances.
Like, where do I look?
Okay, here we go. Hey everybody, I'm Reverend Yolanda, and now we're doing a segment of Reverend Yolanda Speaks. Hey everybody, I'm Reverend Yolanda, and now we're going to do an episode of Reverend Yolanda Speaks. Today's guest is Vanessa Ray, aka Penny Royale, goddess, chef, gourmet, I don't even know how to describe it. She's amazing, and a really fabulous friend and sacred healer. So we're right here at Penny Royale's home. Hello, Vanessa Penny, how are you? Tell me just a little bit about your own healing journey, because I know it's like in there.
You know, I'm an introvert with extrovert skills,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I can work with a lot of people, but I actually like social situations often make me uncomfortable, and being in your video was a very big stretch for me.
Yes, we're happy about that.
But being at Destiny and being in the kitchen where I had a particular role and was able to offer my skill in that way, lets me connect with people in ways that are really gratifying and healing for me.
Yeah, that's
really magic.
Yeah, it is. I can see that. And so your passion for food is almost a magical thing in your life. Do you feel like that? Or
Yeah, and I think cooking in general is a practical magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful in how you can use it to really connect to anybody.
Exactly.
Hi, my name is Reverend Sinette Wilson. Forgiveness. I grew up in a physically abusive household with good intentions. So it was pretty much spankings that just went to a whole other level. After enough beatings, I decided to disown my father. So I just wouldn't speak. He didn't exist, even though we had to coexist in the same household. For maybe 2 years, we just existed, and I went away to college. After 2 years of nothing resonating and nothing, I just imagined him actually gone and dead. And it hurt like hell. And I realized that was my dad. And good or bad, right or wrong, that was my dad. It's something that I wish for every family in America, or in the world, that we just learn to see each other with all of our humanity, all of who we are, versus who we want each other to be.
I'm Adam B. Shapiro. I'm an actor and a singer. Forgiveness is beautiful. It is wonderful. It is freeing. It also takes time. Every time I sing the song, I think I try to let another one of my grievances go, because I truly believe what the song says. Let go of grievances and we are free. But I never forget.
Hi, I'm Reverend Lainey Love-Dalby. I'm so thrilled to be here and that Yolanda asked me to be a part of this beautiful video experience in letting go of grievances. So I'm a sacred artist and embodied leadership mentor, and I'm on a mission to help marginalized individuals, especially women in the LGBTQ community, to step into their power and sparkle shamelessly in the world. For me, I've had a very complicated relationship with forgiveness, especially in regards to my body. And I've been on a lifelong journey where I've gained and lost over 1,300 pounds in my lifetime. And so for me, it's a really beautiful way to be able to share this deep healing that I've been able to do that has allowed me to grow and transform into the woman that I am today.
Hi, my name is John Hernandez. I played the priest in the Let Go of Grievances video with Reverend Yolanda. She had come to me to be in the video about 2 weeks before I left for Israel on a pilgrimage voyage. And one of the reasons I really wanted to go was because they were offering baptisms in the River Jordan, which is where Christ was baptized, if you've read the scripture. Going into it, I wanted to do it in a really genuine and honest way, so I approached both pastors and told them that I was an out, proud homosexual man and married to a man that I love. Unfortunately, they couldn't reconcile with baptizing a gay man, so they both politely declined to perform the service for me. So I was pretty devastated. It took a lot of soul searching, but I forgave them. Someone gave me the great idea of, why don't you baptize yourself? And in the beautiful, serene waters of the River Jordan, I put on my white baptismal gown and I baptized myself. So that's kind of the energy and the feeling that I thought bringing bringing into this video shoot.
I'm Sister Lottie Da of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Forgiveness is a slippery slope for many people, but I think a subtle nuance of forgiveness is that it's the ultimate act of self-kindness. When I'm hurt, I can take accountability for my hurt and I can own my hurt, but that's really my only part of it. What I do with that hurt, etc., is definitely my bag of responsibility. But whatever actually hurt me really sort of belongs to the other person. And by investing in pontification and imaginary conversations and all of those things, I feed a kind of energy that is detrimental not only to my happiness, but also most likely my relationship with other people.
My name is Wendy Liu, and I'm Desmond's mom. I love him and support him 100%.
My name is Desmond. I am 10 years old. I think that I've been doing drag since I was 2. My first drag was when I put towels around my body and bed sheets on my head as wigs. I like to vote. I am in the House of Ultra Omni, one of the oldest and still existing houses.
See, I can stop.
This is Desmond Ultra Omni.
My name is Doreen Younglove. I've been doing drag since I was 2. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I wish. Let's talk about gender for a minute, really. Because I'm really gender neutral. That's something I'm not attached to the fact that I'm a woman biologically or female. Sort of like race for me, I'm not attached to the fact that I'm a woman of color. It's the forgiveness I had to go through for the identity crisis I had as a young person in the US of A, as a woman of color, which we like to call black in America. Sort of a if you're not white, you're black framework. And I had to really forgive society for that notion. That was a really big issue for me as a child. So for me, coming from a small town, when I got to New York City, people were having a hard time with figuring out what I was and constantly wanted me to claim, label, and name that. And I chose not to. It took me a few rounds of trying to explain or crack jokes. I used to say I was Japanese or Korean. That went over well, as you can imagine. And then finally I said, what about the truth? What if I just tell them the truth? I don't know. Reverend Yolanda's story has helped me come out, as it were, and be true to myself, which is just a person. I'm just a person. So I think we have to forgive ourselves our own bias, our own racism, our own self-loathing or hatred or what have you, and come to a place of peace about who we are. And that serves the greater community. Because when I'm in love with the world and myself and what's happening around me, then I can be in love with everyone else in the world and what's happening around them as well. So that segues to our current political situation, which I want to talk about because I had to come to a real place of forgiveness after this last election. I was very surprised. And I was very angry with America for electing an individual that chooses to speak from the place that our current president does. That said, I had to have a moment with myself where I had to love and forgive him. I felt that I had to go deep within and know the truth and know that he and I are one, regardless of what we look like, how we interact, that we truly are both human beings or spiritual beings having a human experience, and that we all have the choice to love and be positive and kind to the people around us. That's my choice, and I hope for him that he chooses that sooner or later.
The idea is that we are already free. That we are already free. Let go of grievances, and we are free. Yeah. We can believe in our freedom is greater than what others have done.
Right. We can believe that our freedom is greater than what has been done to us. Is that what you think? Yeah, exactly.
So choose freedom.
So choose freedom.